Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Aditya Srianto. I'm a master student of Magister Management Faculty in State University Jakarta. Uh, first, I want to present about my thesis. The entitlement is the effect of ESG disclosure on company performance with CO tenor as a moderating variable. Uh, with my first advisor, Prof. Agung Darmawan Buhadi, MMPSG, and my second advisor is Dr. Eti Granwati, MSI AK. Let's start with the background. This study is examine the effect of ESG disclosure on firm value, which is I'm using Tobinsky with the proxy, with CO tenor as a moderating variable. Using panel data from non-financial firm list on the Indonesian Stock Exchange, year 2017 until 2024. Data were analyzed using fixed effect model regression, controlling for leverage from size, CEO turnover, and the COVID-19 pandemic, and like firm performance. The background of my research is about the effect of ESG on firm performance. ESG has become a major concern to investors. Investors are beginning to consider sustainability in investment decision. This is can see in the table in left your screen. There's a ESG investment asset under management increased from 38 billion in 2014 to 8121 trillion in 2024. It means companies with good ESG are considered are more sustainable and firm value because an important indicator for investor. Uh, Corporate attention to ESG intensive after the adoption of the 2015 Paris Agreement, through which developed and developed nation committed to achieving net zero emission by 2050. Reflecting this shift, the number of firms publishing sustainability report has grown by 62% over the past 5 years, and academic research on ESG has expanded rapidly since 2017. In Indonesia, sustainability report has been mandated since 2017 under OJK Regulation number 51 on sustainable finance. By 2024, 873 lists from about 70% of all issues on Indonesia Stock Exchange had submitted sustainability report for fiscal years. ESG-based investment has grown alongside this trend. The Financial Service Authority, or OJK, record 34 ESG-based mutual fund products managed by 19 investment managers as June 2024, while asset under management in ESG-based investment product rose from roughly 38 billion in 2014 to 8.21 trillion in 2024. This trend indicates that investors increasingly weight sustainability alongside traditional financial indicators, such that firms with stronger ESG disclosure are expected to achieve more favorable market response reflected in higher firm value. Uh, in this research, the research gap is inconsistent result. It can be occur from the previous research. Fide et al. In 2005, the result is ESG has a positive effect on financial performance. Then Fatami et al. In 2018, ESG disclosure moderates firm's value. Then Velte in 2017, ESG is positive for return on asset, but not significant for Tobin skew. And then Buale in 2019, the result is ESG affect market performance. And Fahad and Busru in 2021, ESG has a negative effect on a performance. From that result, it can be accumulates that the result is inconsistent. That that makes me propose a CO tenor as a moderating variable is suspect to strengthen the relationship between ESG and firm performance. And the problem formulation from this research is first, does a company ESG disclosure affect from value? Second, does CEO tenure affect from value? And third, how does the moderation of CEO tenure impact the effect of ESG disclosure on firm value? And then the research contribution, I hope that provide empirical evidence of ESG on firm value Indonesia, then explaining the role of CA tenor in ESG implementation, and then not last is serving as a reference for investor and management. Uh, the the method, the theoretical foundation. First, I will use a signaling theory from Spence that ESG disclosure give a positive signal for investor. And then from the SEO tenor, I will based on theoretical foundation upper echelons theory that makes SEO tenor affect the company strategy a decision. Hmm. The research variable is variable independent is ESG disclosure. I use ESG scoring from Bloomberg. And then variable dependent is from value. I will use Tobin skew because Tobin skew is a mix a book side of from value and a market value. And then the moderation variable is tenor. And then I will use two always yeah and also use a counter variable from this research. First leverage, second size, then CEO turnover, and then COVID-19, and also return on assets. My research hypothesis is the first is ESG performance has a positive effect on firm value, and the second hypothesis is CEO tenor moderates the effect ESG on firm value. The research method is using population from in companies which listed in Indonesia Stock Exchange from 2017 until 2024. And the sample is I will use a company with Bloomberg ESG scoring. And then the analysis method will use descriptive statistic and panel data regression with EViews 12 as n to mix it. Then, testing and selection of data panel data estimation, I will first start a Chow test and Hausman test and Langgaraga multiplier test to choose uh, what model of panel estimation the best panel data estimation. FEM, a fixed effect model, or a random effect model, or a common effect model. Then after the data estimation model is the result, I will use a classical assumption to heteroscedasticity and multicorrelationality and correlation. And then I will test the hypothetical testing with F-test, T-test, and coefficient of determination. The result, the research result. Based on the Chow and Hausman test described in the methodology section, the model that the best model data panel is fixed effect model for this research was selected as the most appropriate panel data estimation model for this study. The overall regression model is statistically significant with a prop F statistic of 0. It means is under 0.05 will it as a criteria, indicating that ESG disclosure, share tenor, and the ESG asset tenor interaction leverage from size share tenor and the COVID-19 pandemic and like performance jointly and significantly affect the firm value. In general, from this analysis descriptive, research data show that there is a variety of characteristics among the companies in the sample. This variation can be seen from the different in ESG disclosure level, company value, share tenor, funding structure, company size, and profitability levels. The heterogeneous nature of the data supports using panel data regression methods because they can capture difference in company characteristics as well as change in the company characteristic over the time during the study of period. And the results, the Chow test and the Hausman test describe the fixed effect model as the most appropriate panel data estimation model for this study. The probability on the cross-section F and cross-section Chi square is zero. This means firm is better than the common effects model. Then the Hausman test. The test summary is probability is 0.0158. That means that fixed effect model is better than random effect model. According to Guarajati and Porter, if FEM or RAM is chosen as the best model, then testing classical assumption like multi-correlationality, autocorrelation, and heterogeneity isn't necessary. This is because FEM itself is a panel data estimation method designed to deal with individual heterogeneity that can be observed by using fixed effect for each cross-section unit. And we came on a hypothesis test. The first hypothesis test is a t-test. T-test for model 1. The hypothesis test result in table in right your screen show that the ESG score variable has a coefficient of minus 0.007589 with a probability value of 0.00676, meaning it has a negative and significant effect on company performance. ESG have a negative and significant effect on company performance. This result indicates that an increase in ESG scores during the observation period is actually followed by a decrease in company performance. This finding can be explained the fact that implementing ESG often requires quite a large investment at the initial stage, so the economic benefits are not fully reflected in the company value in the short term, which is why a hypothetical one is rejected. And then test T for model 2. The result in the table and your right screen show that the interaction variable ESG and CO tenor has a probability value of 0.1666. Is mean is bigger than 0.05 as a alpha. The result indicates that CL tenor is not proven to moderate the relationship between ESG score and company performance. Therefore, the length of CL tenor has not been able to strengthen or weaken the effect of ESG on company performance. Accordingly, it can be concluded that H2 atau hypothetical second is rejected. And then the impact of ESG disclosure on company performance. ESG disclosure has a negative and significant effect on company performance in Indonesia. The result indicates that increasing the level of ESG disclosure will significantly lower the company performance in Indonesia. It is not in line with signaling theory, which argue that good ESG disclosure give a positive signal to investors regarding a company commitment to sustainability, thereby boosting investor confidence, company reputation, and ultimately company performance. These findings support previous research that questioned the positive impact of ESG disclosure on company performance. This might be because implementing and reporting ESG often requires significant additional investment. This cost can reduce a company profitability in short term, especially in the real estate sector, which already face huge pressure in financing long-term projects. And then the moderating variable CO tenor. The result of the research is CO tenor has not been able to moderate the impact of ESG disclosure on company performance in Indonesia. The length of CO term has not been able to directly influence either an increase or decrease in company performance. A long tenor can indeed provide stability and experience, but it can also bring risks like strategic rigidity, resistance to change, and a tendency to stick to old ways. There is also a change of reduced innovation or adaptability, since a CEO who has been in position for too long might get too comfortable with the status quo and be less responsive to market changes. And the conclusion is the first, ESG disclosure has a negative and significant impact on company performance, and the moderating variable CO tenor, on the other hand, does not seem to moderate the impact of ESG disclosure on company value. And then these findings can also be explained to the concept of managerial enrichment, which is attention of the upper echelon theory. A CEO's very long tenure can lead to tendency to stick to established decision-making patterns, which reduce the company flexibility in responding to change in the business environment and then ever-fulfilling demands of sustainability. In this situation, this experience gained from a long tenure doesn't always result in more effective decision for increasing the economic benefit of ESG implementation. And the implication of the research for academics, the research provide empirical contribution that enrich the literature and the impact of ESG disclosure on company performance, especially for companies in Indonesia. By including CO tenor as a moderating variable, this study fills a gap in previous research that show inconsistent results regarding the relationship between ESG disclosure and company performance. This finding can serve as a basis for further studies exploring the influence of other moderating variable or the application of upper echelon theory in broader context. For practitioners, this research provides practical insight for company leaders, especially CEOs, on the importance of ESG disclosure and management in boosting company performance. CEO stability and experience are key factors in using ESG disclosure as a strategic tool. Practitioners can use this finding to develop more effective sustainability policies that align with long-term business strategies. And for companies, the result of this research can serve as a guide for companies to be more strategic in implementing ESG policies. In addition, having a CEO with a longer tenure can help in carrying out sustainability strategies that positively impact company performance. Companies in Indonesia can use this finding as a guide to improve ESG practice and understand the importance of leadership stability as a part of sustainable business strategy. And for the investors, these findings provide a basis to evaluate companies not just from their financial performance, but also through sustainability and leadership stability parameters. With the growing global interest in the socially responsible investing, this information can help investors make more informed decisions, reduce investment risk, and increase the chance of achieving long-term results. And recommendation came from this research is further research is expected to use other ESG disclosure frameworks, such as Sustainalytics or CDP scores, or other published model that have used the inside out and outside in double materiality approach. So that is not only measure the impact of disclosure, but also ESG performance more specifically. Further research is also expected to use other company performance indicators such as return on equity and economic value add. And the third, further studies should look into other moderating impacts related to leadership, like both independence and gender diversity. Further research is expected to take into account external factors such as government policies, macroeconomics condition, or market pressure that might affect the relation between ESG, company performance, and leadership moderation. I think this is the end from my presentation. Thank you for your support. Thanks.